A couple of months ago, I was in Paris. As you may know, incredibly well-dressed, fashionable city. The men you'll see there dress much better than they do in the United States, much better than in most cities in Europe. I was in the back of a taxi going to my hotel, looking out the window, watching all the people walking by, when a cyclist came alongside the taxi. This guy riding his bicycle was wearing a dark, slim-cut suit, great hairstyle, nice white shirt. But as I looked down toward his trousers, I saw a terrible style mistake that really only an amateur would make. In today's video, I'm going to tell you what that style mistake was, and also 5 other style mistakes that you really need to avoid if you want to look like you know what you're doing. Not only will I help you avoid these mistakes of a sartorial rookie, but I will also give you an action point for each one so that you never make this mistake again. Hello, my name is James, and I am on a mission to create a generation of gentlemen. So, what did I see when I looked down at the trousers of this outfit of this otherwise very well-dressed man in Paris? Well, I saw that his socks had slipped down his ankles, his trousers had ridden up his calves, and there was a gap of skin between his socks and the break of his trousers. Unfortunately, this is a style mistake I see all too often, especially when a man is sitting down or doing something like riding a bike. The sad truth is, most modern socks are simply too short, and by the time you wash them a few times, they lose their elasticity and they start to slip down very easily throughout the day. When you're wearing jeans, it can be harder to tell that this has happened, but if you're wearing dress pants, a suit, or even chinos, it can be very obvious and it really ruins the whole look. When wearing a suit, there's meant to be this clean visual line between the shoe and the sock and the trousers. To have this gap of skin completely disrupts the aesthetics and it's very distracting. You're drawing the attention of the eye to something that's a total mistake. It's not meant to be there. There are a few things you can do to prevent this. One of them is to wear over-the-calf socks. These socks are so long that even if your trouser rides up a little, there won't be any skin exposed. However, not every man enjoys wearing socks quite this long. Another option is to wear sock garters. These will definitely keep your socks up throughout the day. However, I've never worn these because I find them to be rather uncomfortable. It's also one more thing to think about in the morning when getting dressed. I can't imagine you need that hassle in your life. The third solution, which I'm recommending, comes from today's video sponsor, Straight Up Socks. The only thing worse than the look of your socks slipping down is the way it feels on your ankles. But Straight Up Socks have this proprietary elastic on the inside to ensure that your sock stays in the correct place all day. And these silicone strips stay comfortably in the right place. They don't strangle your calf, it's not relying on tightness, it just stays securely in the right place so you never have to tug it or pull it up throughout the day. The socks themselves are extremely comfortable because they're made of this premium Pima cotton. And if you're active like me, you'll really enjoy wearing their new athletic socks in the gym or for your runs. Unlike most gym socks, there is a left and a right, so it actually fits the natural shape of your toes. And they have zoned cushioning on the bottom, which makes you feel like you're walking or running on a cloud. What's more, you'll get free shipping within the US on orders over $25. But just for you guys today, you can get a limited time discount of 20% off your order using my link down below. I like products that solve a problem, and Straight Up Socks solve that problem of your socks slipping down your calves throughout the day. So if you've ever experienced that problem, use the link below and get yourself a pair of these fantastic socks today. The second style mistake that only amateurs make is wearing untailored dress shirts. The truth is, off-the-rack shirts just barely fit anybody properly. You're going to have excessive material around the chest, the arms, or the waist. And when you have an ill-fitting dress shirt, it ruins the whole silhouette. It no longer looks sleek and refined. Instead, you have a muffin top, you have all of this extra fabric billowing out from your pants. Luckily, the solution is quite simple. You don't need to buy custom shirts, you can simply take your off-the-rack dress shirts to a tailor. For many guys, including me, it's best to have darts put in the back. This will remove a lot of that excess fabric from around the chest and the waist. A tailor can also adjust the sleeve length and remove excess fabric around the arms. Tailoring is actually very easy to find. Most dry cleaners will have a person that can do something like this for you. It really isn't as esoteric or mysterious as you've seen in the Kingsman. But of course, try and get your dress shirts as close to a perfect fit off the rack as you can. If you're not familiar with your sizes, go to a shop like Charles Tyrwhitt or Suit Supply where they will measure you for free. They will fit you with the best dress shirt they can, and then you take those shirts to a tailor to get the finishing touches and the perfect fit. There are some style mistakes that I think are so obvious I don't need to talk about them, but then I go to a wedding and I see tons of guys making them. This third mistake is exactly one of those. And the mistake is wearing a matching tie and pocket square. This is a mistake that many guys make when they're trying to look their best, when they're trying to dress sharp. And maybe it's simple errors like this that dissuade them from trying to dress better more of the time. But this one doesn't need to be too complicated. You may see stores selling a matching tie and pocket square in a set, but that's really just a marketing ploy to get money out of people who don't know better. Instead, you want to build your own collection of ties and pocket squares. And when creating a combination, pick out one element of similarity, such as a color. The problem with these sets is that it looks overly coordinated. When things are too perfect, they lack that effortless sophistication that comes with true style. Instead of looking intentional and sartorial, it comes across as very pre-packaged, rather immature. A pocket square should be used to accent or contrast a tie, not replicate it exactly. And remember, you don't always have to wear a pocket square. Sometimes it's better not to wear a pocket square. With this tie, I already have the stripe going horizontally. I'm wearing a blue dress shirt. Yes, I could add a simple white linen pocket square, but this outfit doesn't really need it. There's already enough going on as it is. Remember, a truly stylish man doesn't seek to overcomplicate things. Instead, he prefers to appear understated and effortless. So, let's say you're dressing up for a big occasion. You've got your socks that stay up in place, you've got your tailored dress shirt, a nicely coordinated tie and pocket square. What's one thing that could completely ruin the look? Well, it's certainly the wrong choice of footwear. It's a big mistake to wear overly casual shoes like sneakers with formal attire such as suits and dress pants. At the same time, it's also a mistake to wear dress shoes like Oxfords with a t-shirt or a leather jacket. The thing is, shoes set the tone for your outfit. When there is a mismatch, it ruins the entire harmony of the look. But it can be even worse than that. If it's something like a wedding or a funeral and you turn up wearing sneakers with your suit, that actually could be offensive. As a man, you need to understand the formality scale of footwear. At the most formal, we have Oxford shoes. Derby shoes are slightly less formal, especially if they have broguing. Then we've got loafers, which are a real nice middle ground between casual and formal. And then the most casual style of all is of course the sneaker. Then you need to match the style of shoe to the occasion. If you're wearing a suit and tie, an Oxford shoe or a derby is perfect for that. If it's somewhere in the middle, more of a smart casual, perhaps you're wearing a polo shirt or a linen shirt untucked, then a loafer is perfect. And for those days where you want to wear jeans and a t-shirt or jeans and a polo shirt, then by all means pull out those classic white sneakers. But whichever style of shoe you are wearing, remember to keep them polished and clean to maintain the best look. Here's a style mistake I see many guys make when they first get interested in dressing well and being stylish. The mistake is over-accessorizing. At first you've got your tie, you've got your wristwatch, looks very nice, but then they start adding a pocket square every time, a boutonniere, the stick pin, a tie bar, a bracelet, a ring, and eventually you no longer look like a stylish man. You look more like a Christmas tree. The problem is, you can very easily overwhelm the eye, and the outfit stops being this cohesive piece that's aesthetically pleasing and proportioned, and it starts to become very confusing and distracting and unpleasant. For example, with this outfit, I could have added a pocket square, but I think that this tie with a blue shirt is already enough. With my jewelry, I have my wristwatch, I have my ring on my right hand. If I started adding bracelets, a necklace, a tie bar, it would be way too much. So for most men, the less is more principle is the right rule of thumb. Choose just 1 or 2 accessories or statement pieces at a time. The accessories need to be balanced and to complement the look rather than dominate the outfit. If I wanted to add a tie bar or a bracelet, then the ring would have to come off. I know there are some examples of men who wear outlandish accessories and they make it work for them. Gordon Gekko, the character in Wall Street, is a great example of this. But for most men, this really doesn't work. If you compare a pocket square with a classic wristwatch, you're already so much better dressed than 95% of men out there. You don't need to overcomplicate it with all of these bracelets, tie bars, rings, etc. The final style mistake that only amateurs make is wearing clothing that doesn't suit your body type. If you're a fan of sports, anytime you watch the NFL or the NBA, you see these analysts before and after the game. Often they are retired athletes themselves. And you have these huge, muscular guys squeezed into these skinny, fit suits. Sadly, even though they've made a lot of effort with their outfits, and they're in incredible shape, they look rather like cartoon characters. Because the problem is, they're not dressing correctly for their body type. They are squeezing themselves into suits that were made for a man with a much slimmer physique. On the other end of the spectrum, I see many skinny guys today following the trend for baggy, oversized suits. It only overemphasizes how skinny they are and throws off the proportions of the body. All of these odd clothing proportions exaggerate the imbalances of the body and make you look awkward. For me, as a tall, slim man, an Italian-style suit, such as the ones sold by Suit Supply, work for my body type. However, you take somebody like Oki of Ask Oki, and he is a shorter, wider man than me who suits a more relaxed style of suit that drapes over his body. You'll never see him busting out of a skinny Italian-style suit like the one I'm wearing. If you're not quite sure which body type you are or which style of suit works for you, I encourage you to go to a few different stores. Look at places that follow a more traditional American or British style of tailoring, but also explore the slimmer cut European style of tailoring. And if you're a man with an extreme body type, such as very large and muscular or very slim and skinny, you might be a better candidate for a bespoke or made-to-measure service. So, gentlemen, before I say goodbye, let's recap the 6 style mistakes that only amateurs make. 1 is wearing socks that slip down throughout the day. The second is wearing untailored dress shirts with excess fabric bulging out over the trousers. The third is wearing a matching tie and pocket square. Instead, create your own subtle coordinations. The fourth is wearing the wrong style of shoe for the occasion, like sneakers with a suit. The fifth is overloading on accessories, getting overexcited about all those bracelets, pocket squares and tie clips you can wear. And the final one is ignoring your body proportions and wearing a suit that's made for a man with a very different physique to you. Remember, style is a journey. Making these mistakes is a natural part of evolving and improving. Even if you only make incremental improvements to your outfits over time, this will lead to a significant improvement in your overall style very soon. Remember to check out the link down below for Straight Up Socks to claim your 20% discount, and I'll see you gentlemen in the next video.